So in honour of World Book Day, I thought it was about time that Book Break did a very special video all about books you can read in a day. Big books can be great. There is plenty to get your teeth into. They can engulf you in one story for weeks, if not months on end, and they even make excellent paperweights. But if you're like me, then every now and then you just need a short book, something under 200, even 150 pages that you can read in a day or is easy to take with you on your commute. For you, I have 5 book recommendations. First up is China Miéville's surreal and mysterious novella, The Census Taker. This story follows our protagonist, who narrates to us his childhood growing up in a remote location. Although they are near a small town, he and his parents live in an isolated home a little further up the mountain. There's undertones of the surreal and the magic realism, and we get the sense that something dark is going on. His mother prefers never to leave him alone with his father, and our book begins in the middle of the story when this little boy runs down from the mountainside because something terrible has happened. But if you're looking for something a little bit lighter, a little boy whose story you might want to hear about is The Little Prince, a children's classic for all ages, originally written in French. This one follows a pilot who crash lands in the desert to find a strange little prince from another planet who has a lot of questions about this new world he finds himself in. It's about the human condition and imagination, and it very quickly became a modern fable. If you haven't read this one yet you seem to hear everybody talk about it, then you have no excuse now that you know how short it is. This comes in at a mere 114 pages with illustrations. But whilst we're on the topic of classics, I had to mention, and you may be able to guess his author already because a lot of his books are rather short, Shakespeare. This is Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. This is my personal favourite, although Macbeth is a close second. For a play coming in at only 88 pages in the Macmillan Collector's Library edition, there is a ton going on within these pages. It is a play within a play. We follow multiple different sets of characters, including the Queen and the King of the Fairies, Oberon and Titania, a group of travelling performers, and 2 princes and 2 princesses who get sucked into the messy world of the fairies with love spells flying here and there and everywhere. It's hilarious and magical, and if you've only got a day to spend reading a book, then you couldn't pick much better. But from Shakespeare to a somewhat more recent release, I have What Belongs to You by Garth Greenwell. This is the new paperback edition which comes out this year, and is the longest book in this video, but still only 191 pages. Plus this story is so enthralling that you won't even notice the time flying by. This follows a teacher in the United States of America struggling with his current relationships as he reflects back on growing up as a young gay man in 1990s Southern America and his struggle with homophobia even from those he loved. If you want to know how to pack a punch in under 200 pages, then you need to read this book. But lastly, I had to include a book from a genre of literature which is rarely over 150 pages, and that is a collection of poetry. It was difficult to pick which collection though because so many wonderful ones are short, but I decided as it was International Women's Day next week, I would go for Feminine Gospels by Carol Ann Duffy. Talking about packing a punch in very few pages, Carol Ann Duffy manages to do it in 65 pages. These poems draw on historical archetypes of women to explore the female identity in a modern context and create modern myths for real women. Her imagery is visceral and her pictures diverse, and given how little time it would take you to read this collection, what are you waiting for? But those are my 5 recommendations for this video. There are of course plenty more short books out there, so please do share your recommendations in the comments, if for nobody else but myself. In the meantime, if you want to give this video a wee thumbs up if you liked it, that would be wonderful, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and until next week,